Here's what we really want you to understand. You were non-physical energy before you came into this physical body, and that non-physical energy still remains. So you come into this physical body, you don a body and a personality, and you live life, and you come to conclusions, and you create an energy field around you that is a point of attraction. You become a real point of attraction. So what we talk about all day, every day. So then, if you are able to find a way to align with that broader part of you, then while you are here in this physical body, you experience such a wonderful life of creation and getting to witness the evolution of your own creation. And that's what everyone in non-physical desires for every one of you. But let's say you don't do that so well, and you're sort of influenced by what's going on in your physical world, and you've pinched yourself off pretty good. So in either case, whether you were really living mostly joyful or really living mostly not, when you reemerge back into non-physical, everything that life caused you to become, you now are that. And you have the benefit of all of that evolution and all of that expansion. So now all of these, once non-physical, then physical, now non-physical again, like your grandma and your grandpa and your mother and so forth, once these dearly departed do what you think is departing, but it really isn't. They're more meddling than they've ever been before. As they reemerge into non-physical, now they are so forward looking into what they cared about before and into you and what you care about. They're right there with you all the time, so much so that when you are under the influence of source energy, you have the benefit of their wisdom. And every one of them, when they reemerged into non-physical, left behind all their doubts and fears and negative prejudices against things, and they became that pure, positive, non-physical energy essence of everything that life caused them to be. And so that's what's shining in on you, not just shining on you, but shining through you. That's what's with you and flowing to you. That's what's inspiring you. But as we said in the first hour, you got to get in the receiving mode, or you don't know that it's there. And if you're not perceiving it, then it may as well not exist, because without your connection with what it is vibrationally, then you can't allow the evidence of it to manifest in your experience. It's important to understand. This is so important. Esther has had printed, they'll show up somewhere where you can find them soon, some dash cards to lay on the dash of your car. She thought about bumper stickers first, but Esther really doesn't want a bumper sticker on her car, and she doesn't know if you do or not. But she didn't think it was a good idea for you to run around with a bumper sticker that says "under the influence." And so they're dash cards that say it, and when you look at them you can't read them, but when you lay them on your dash it reflects onto your windshield, and Esther sees it while she drives, under the influence, and it makes her stop and remind herself what influence she wants to be under. You see, it's like this in every moment, in every waking moment, because you're offering a vibration. Your vibration is hooking you up with that path of least or more resistance. So if you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and under the influence of your inner being, then what your inner being knows is what you know. But if you are not, if you are feeling bad about something and are pinched off from it, you see, every thought that has ever been thought still exists. And law of attraction puts those thoughts together in rivers and streams. And so there are big rivers and streams of negative thought. They're all around you. Sometimes you see them on the face of someone that you're trying to communicate with. In other words, you're all bright and shiny and they don't like you, for one thing, because you're bright and shiny. And so those rivers and streams you have access to. That's why sometimes someone can be under the influence of that, and then they misunderstand. They think that non-physical energy, the source from which they came, the source of well-being that is continuing to evolve, has the good and the bad in it, or the wanted and the unwanted in it. That isn't true. All of that is left behind on your physical trail when you reemerge into non-physical. There's this reemergence where you leave behind your doubt. And think about everything that we've been saying to you today. Doesn't that make sense? If your inner being is only offering pure positive energy, and your entire emotional guidance system is letting you know whether you're in concert with that or whether you're hanging yourself out to dry without it, doesn't it make sense to you that if your guidance system that is coming from there will not join you in a negative thought, does it make sense that when you reemerge into non-physical that you would take those negative thoughts with you? You just don't. What you call the death experience and what we call the meditation of all meditation experiences is a filtering and clearing process where you leave behind all of that. And so when you're in the receiving mode, you can count on what you're receiving is a wonderful thing.